Well, ever since the U.S. launched strikes on Iran, U.S. President Donald Trump has hit out at his NATO allies, claiming that NATO abandoned Washington in its war with Iran. Well, this week, NATO chief Mark Rutte met the U.S. president. He described the meeting as a candid conversation between two really good friends.
I sensed his disappointment about the fact that he felt that too many allies were not with him. And I explained to him yesterday, I said, hey, Mr. President, clearly the overwhelming majority of Europeans have done what the US asked of him and what was previously agreed in these circumstances. And yes, sometimes it takes a bit of time. But hey, guess what? We have coalitions in Europe. We have sometimes the political home front to take care of. Sometimes it takes a couple.
However, the Republican leader on his post on Truth Social worded it with a differing tone. His post said, and I'm quoting here, "Our own very disappointing. NATO does not understand anything unless they have pressure placed upon them." Now, just before the two leaders met, White House Press Secretary reiterated that NATO turned its back on the United States, adding that US President might discuss the possibility of withdrawing from NATO. Now, Trump's latest fury stems from US allies' refusal to embrace his decision to join Israel in assaulting Iran, with Britain and Spain setting limits on the United States' ability to use bases on their territory. UK Prime Minister, who just wrapped up his Gulf tour, did not give a direct answer when asked if he raised US threats of withdrawing from NATO with Donald Trump.
America's interest as well, though.
It is in America's interest, it's in European interest. You know, NATO is a defensive alliance which for decades has kept us much safer than we would otherwise have been. So we're strong supporters of NATO, we'll always be stronger supporters of NATO.
Earlier, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz said that the Iran war has become a transatlantic stress test, as the war in West Asia region has put an intense strain on the global economy. On his part, President Trump is stating the unwillingness of European nations to back the United States in the conflict as another reason to scale back or abandon the alliance after Greenland.